And the Oscar goes to...
Hold up, have you ever noticed that the Academy Awards seem to have this obsession with biopics? I mean, every single year there seems to be a brand new biopic nominated for either Best Picture or Best Actor, and most of the time, both. Other than Tick, Tick, Boom, which should have won Best Picture, and Andrew Garfield should have won for Best Actor. But why are the Oscars and other award shows so obsessed with biopics? I'm Tom, here's a story. Out of the 96 Best Picture winners, 22 of them could be considered biopics. This should have been 23 out of 96 because Tick Tick Boom definitely deserved that nomination and definitely should have won it that year. And then the vast majority of the main actors and actresses also get nominations for themselves for portraying these real life people. Like, for example, Tick Tick Boom, which is a biopic about Jonathan Larson, and the actor who played Jonathan Larson, that being Andrew Garfield, got nominated for Best Actor. And once again, he was completely robbed. Will Smith should not have won that Oscar. It should have gone to Andrew Garfield, especially after the guy's actions, because it was, that Oscars. Oh, wow! And some of the actors who won the Academy Award for Best Actor whilst playing in a biopic include Daniel Day-Lewis as the 16th President Abraham Lincoln. This was absolutely masterclass as a presidential biopic. Daniel Day-Lewis is actually the best actor to ever portray President Lincoln ever. Bearing in mind, he's probably one of the only people who gets his voice actually right. You know, Abraham Lincoln didn't have a deep voice like a lot of people portray him as. He actually had quite a high-pitched voice. Gary Oldman's performance as Winston Churchill in The Darkest Hour, which was just absolutely impeccable. And by this list, you can kind of tell what my taste in films is. It's kind of uncanny. I kind of like a political biopic. Eddie Redmayne as Stephen Hawking was just unforgettably brilliant. He just embodied the character, and I just genuinely cannot believe that as Eddie Redmayne playing him, I just think he's actually one of the greatest actors of his generation. Benedict Cumberbatch was only nominated for his portrayal of Alan Turing in The Intimidation Game. Personally, it was an Oscar-worthy performance, hence why he got the nomination, but this performance was absolutely incredible and highlighted a story which more people should learn. And if you haven't seen The Intimidation Game, make sure you go and watch it. And did I mention how Andrew Garfield was nominated for his role as Jonathan Larson, but was snubbed at the win because he should have won the flipping thing? But to be fair, the guy who beat him, Will Smith, was in a biopic and was playing a real life person, which kind of hands into this point as well, despite the fact that he should not have won that year. So this begs the question, why exactly does the Academy have this obsession with biopics and actors who portray real life people? Well, I think it comes down to a basic few things. Biopics give actors and actresses this platform to really experiment with their performance, and they can showcase the complexity of every single character that they play, because it genuinely does take a high level of skill to be able to pull off a real life person, especially one that is incredibly famous. So briefly going back to Gary Oldman's portrayal as Winston Churchill is one of the most iconic politicians and public figures of all time. His speeches are just truly iconic and are recited almost day to day. And especially the "You shall fight on the beaches" speech, which everybody has heard. And so recreating somebody who is as iconic as that requires an incredible level of skill and expertise in acting. To be able to embody somebody who is so well documented is extraordinarily difficult. And in some cases, it never really leaves you once you're there. Take Austin Butler, who played Elvis. He's kind of still got that accent because he was committed so much to the part, and the complexity of that character genuinely stayed with him and still has. And when it comes to people who are voting for these awards such as the Oscars or the BAFTAs or the Emmys or whatever, they have a reference point for how well this performance was. How good this performance was. So when it comes to Gary Oldman, they're able to play the "We shall fight in the beaches" speech from Winston Churchill and his one separately and together to be able to see whether he was actually very good at portraying that character. And when it comes to fictional movies, they can't really do this. They can't really judge the mannerisms, the voice, the performance, the gait, everything. They can't judge that like compared to a reference point. They have to kind of judge it separately, which then is extraordinarily subjective. Whereas it's quite an objective thing to do to judge somebody's performance of how close to the real person that actor got. Obviously, it's a lot harder with the historical people such as Abraham Lincoln. Not many people actually knew that he had a high voice. That took an incredible level of detail and an incredible level of research from Daniel Day-Lewis. A dedication to that role which not many other people would have. Hence why that performance sticks out for me. So how does this all relate to 2025? We are so close to the Oscars, so exactly what nominations have been given out for biopics this year? So 2 out of the 10 of the movies up for Best Picture are biopics this year. And out of the actors nominated for Best Actor, 2 out of 5 are actually nominated from a biopic. It could be 3, depends whether you class Coleman Domingo and Sing Sing as a biopic. It kind of is, it kind of isn't. I couldn't really pigeonholed it really. The Feinberg Forecast and Variety have both predicted that Timothée Chalamet will be taking home the Best Actor win. And this is for his portrayal as Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown, which is just incredible, by the way. I literally just watched it this week. It's unbelievable. And the Feinberg Forecast actually predicted that A Complete Unknown was going to take home the award for Best Picture. So yet again, this year could be another great year for biopics. And it seems like this is going to be a recurring trend every single year. If you win a biopic, you're going to get nominated for an Oscar. So what do you guys think? Do you think Timothée Chalamet should take home the Oscar for Best Actor? And do you think A Complete Unknown should win for Best Picture? I do, but personally I don't think that the supporting cast should actually get the awards for Best Supporting Actor and Actress. I think they should go to Ariana Grande and Kieran Culkin respectively, because their performances were just a little bit better. Although Edward Norton and Monica Barbaro were absolutely phenomenal. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Who would play me in a biopic? Tom Holland? The guy from Wednesday, actually. The guy from Wednesday I reckon would be actually really good. Or Jacob Elordi. I think Jacob Elordi. Or Paul Mescal. Paul Mescal? Yeah, 100%. Yes, I don't care what you say. Paul Mescal.